And now we are ready to go with 4 in a row. This is a solo round for you contestants, and we need 2 winners. Ian, you were the first into this round. There are 4 categories available to you. They are writers, capital cities, military history, and wines and spirits. Ian, which category would you like?
Writers, please, Henry.
Writers. Will you come and join me here for your solo round, please? And I'll explain to you how 4 in a row works. Congratulations, by the way, Ian. You get a little step further each day, don't you?
A bit further, yes.
Are you still enjoying it?
Oh, yes.
All right, Ian, let me explain to you how it works. You will have 40 seconds to answer correctly 4 in a row. You'll score 1 point for each correct answer, but if you give me a wrong answer, you'll go back down to 0. We'll put 40 seconds on the clock for you now. You'll have that full 40 seconds to answer 4 in a row correctly. Don't worry if you don't make the full 4. We will credit you with your highest score. On writers, are you ready, Ian?
Yes.
Your time starts now. What sex was the novelist George Sand?
Female.
Yes. What was the name of the priest detective created by G.K. Chesterton?
Father Brown.
It was. Which Russian novel won the Nobel Prize in 1958?
Dr. Zhivago.
It did. Name the African mountain that features in the title of a novel by Ernest Hemingway.
Snows of Kilimanjaro.
It is correct, and you scored 4 in a row, Ian. 4 in a row right off. Hans, will you select your category?
Capital cities.
Capital cities. Hans, will you come and join me here, please, for your solo round? You would have to pick capital cities if they were there, Hans. You must know all the capital cities in the world.
Not all of them.
How many? Can you recall how many you served in, do you think?
Oh, I think 5 or 6.
5 or 6. All right, Hans. We will put 40 seconds on the clock now. You will have all that 40 seconds to answer correctly 4 in a row. Don't worry if you don't score them all. We'll credit you with your highest score. Are you ready, Hans?
Yes.
On capital cities, your time starts now. What former resort city is the capital of Cuba?
Havana.
It is. 2 of which European capital cities' renowned hills are the Palatine and the Capitoline?
Rome.
It is correct. What was the capital of Brazil before Brasilia?
Rio de Janeiro.
What is the capital of Puerto Rico?
San Jose.
No, San Juan. What is the capital of Cyprus?
Nicosia.
It is. Name the so-called forbidden city of Tibet.
Lhasa.
Is correct. Memphis was the first ancient capital of which
Egypt.
Egypt is correct. Of which West Indian country is Kingston, the capital and chief
Jamaica.
port? Jamaica is correct. And you scored 4 in a row, Hans. Very well done. Whoa! Oh, brother, 2 4 in a row already. Louise, what category do you want?
Wines and spirits.
Wines and spirits, Louise. Come out here, please, Louise, and join me for your solo round. Now, Louise, looking at the score, you might think it's difficult for you. It's a little bit tricky, my dear, but both Ian and Hans have scored 4 in a row. If you score 4 in a row, you still have a good chance because we'd have to go into a tiebreaker, all right? So don't worry. Take your time. We'll put 40 seconds on the clock for you now, and you'll have all that 40 seconds to answer correctly your 4 in a row. Are you ready, Louise?
Yes.
On wines and spirits, your time starts now. What, starting with D, is the process of making whiskey?
Distilling.
It is. What classic beverage is known as bubbly?
Champagne.
It is. What is the name of a dry gin martini containing small pickled onions?
Don't know.
All right, it's a Gibson, Louise. That was hard. What is the name of the town on the west coast of Sicily, which gives its name to a variety of fortified wine?
Ruaya.
No, it's Marsala. What is the common alcoholic ingredient in a Bloody Mary?
Vodka.
Is correct. What sort of spirit is Metaxa?
Whiskey.
No, it's a Greek brandy. Beginning with B, what name is given to a variety of American whiskey? Oh, hard luck, Louise. You ran out of time.
I don't drink whiskey
It was a
very
forward.
often.
Well, it's just as well you didn't show too much knowledge on that, Louise. You didn't score 4 in a row. In fact, you just scored 2.
Thank
Hard
you.
luck and well done. All right, then, at the end of 4 in a row, if we look at the scores, we'll discover, in fact, that Louise has scored 2. She doesn't get through to the head-to-head final today, but we'll see you tomorrow, Louise. And with 2 scores of 4 in a row, both perfectly correct, both first time, we're going to ask Ian and Hans to come and join me as they go for gold. Right, here we are. We're down with our final head-to-head round, and you need 9 points to win the game, and here's how it works. I'm going to ask a question that progressively gets easier. You may buzz in only when it's your turn. Now, Ian, you got into this round first, so the first decision is yours. If you decide to start, you'll be able to buzz in when the clock is in the 4 zone. When it gets down to the 3 zone there, it goes to Hans' turn. Then it comes back to you. That 4, 3, 2, 1 then is really a clock. It starts counting down when I start asking the question. Each time the clock moves into a new zone, control passes to the other player. And remember, you may only answer when you have control, and if you're right, you'll score the number of points that are showing. Now, to help you make your decision, Ian, I'll tell you the subject of the first question is famous women. And here's an extra clue for you watching at home. All right, it's decision time for you now, Ian. You can decide to start out in control with the clock in the big 4 zone, or you can force your opponent Hans to start. How do you want to play or pass?
I'll play.
You'll play, Ian. Good luck to you. The clock stops, remember, when you hit the buzzer, and it takes 9 points or more to win. Here we go on famous women. Your time starts now. I was born in Russia in 1901. The date and place of my death is a subject of controversy, many believing I was killed. Ian.
Anastasia.
Anastasia is absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Answered in the 4 zone, which means, Hans, that you are now playing what we call catch-up. The subject of the next question is birds, and there's an extra clue for you watching at home. Hans, will you play or pass?
Play.
You will play, Hans. Right, you've 4 to catch up on. Your time starts now. I am a small bird living in Western and Central Europe, often migrating to Africa in winter. I am about 16 centimetres long with russet brown upper parts and a reddish rump and tail. Ian.
The robin.
It is not the robin, Ian. Hans, you have control and your time continues now. I am at home deep in woods and hedges, which is why it is unlikely one would ever hear me, as the song suggests, in Berkeley Square. I am famed for my beautiful... Ian.
The nightingale.
It's the nightingale. The nightingale is correct. Ian, you answered that in the 1 zone, giving you 5 points. Hans, you're still playing catch-up. The subject of the next question, astronomy. Here's a clue for you watching at home. I gave you a second to decide. Hans, will you play or pass?
Play.
You'll play. All right, Hans. I've never known you to pass up on one yet, Hans. All right, on astronomy, your time starts now. I am a planet with an equatorial diameter of 120,000 kilometers, traveling in an elliptical orbit. Although scientists believe me to be a giant ball of gas, I appear to have an inner core of iron and rocky material. Ian.
Jupiter.
Is not the right answer, Ian. Hans, you have control of the game, and your time continues now. I am the 6th closest planet to the Sun and the 2nd largest planet. Hans.
Saturn.
Saturn is the correct answer. Answered in the 2 zone, Hans, which means that you are still playing catch-up. The subject is American literature. Here's an extra clue for you watching at home. Hans, will you play or pass?
Play.
You'll play. Hans, on American literature, your time starts now. I was born in America in 1835 and died in 1910. When I was 11, my father died, and I had to leave school to become a typesetter. I travelled widely in my lifetime, beginning with a fascination for the Mississippi River. Ian.
Mark Twain.
Mark Twain is correct, Ian. Very well done. Ian, answered there in the 3 zone, bringing you on to 8. Hans, it means you on 2 are still playing catch-up. The next subject is fauna. Here's a clue for you watching at home. Oh, Hans, will you play or pass?
Play.
You've got to play. He's only
Yes.
1 point away from a win. Hans, on fauna, your time starts now. I am a spider. I make my home in warm climates, such as those in Central and South America. One of my largest kinds grows to almost 7.5 centimeters long. Hans.
It's a tarantula.
It's a tarantula. You're quite right. And you answered it in the 4 zone, which brings you on to 6. It still, however, means that you're still playing catch-up. The next subject is the Bible. Here's a clue for you watching at home. Hans, will you play or pass?
Play.
You will play on the Bible, and your time starts now. I am a region described in the Bible. My name comes from a Sumerian word meaning plain. Chapter 2 of Genesis says that I contain beautiful fruit trees, the tree of life and the tree of knowledge. A river flowed from me and divided into 4 streams. Ian.
Eden.
The Garden of Eden is right, Ian. Well done. You answered it in the 3 zone. It means that you're today's winner. Well done, Ian. Not only are you into the heat final later on this week, but you get this memento of your achievement, which is exclusive to winning contestants on Going for Gold. Very bad luck, Hans, but congratulations, and we will see you tomorrow. Well, with Ian winning today, that means that so far this week we have winners from England and from Scotland. They go into the heat final later on in the week. Join us again tomorrow to see who'll join them when we're all going for gold. Bye-bye.
Produced in association with Super Channel and the BBC, Going for Gold is a Reg Grundy production.